Yeah, very tough question, but it's important for you guys. I'm glad you asked that. So this year it looks like we have busted the record, sadly, for suicides in the United States Army. 2018, more suicides than any other time in the Army. It is going to be incumbent upon you in an environment where we all do a lot of this, and I do it like you guys do, so it's not just the young people, that you get engaged face-to-face, voice-to-voice, hand-to-hand with your soldiers, with your subordinate leaders at the platoon level, so that you know about your young people. If you don't know about them, you're not going to know when they have problems. If you don't know when they have problems, you're not going to know if they're going to be high risk and when they're struggling. The best any of us can do is to try to identify and figure out when a soldier is struggling so that we can get them the help they need. We have incredible resources across the Army to help people that are having problems and struggling with issues. We just got to make sure we identify people that need that. So that's incumbent upon you. It's got to be the lowest level. A general can't walk into a division and say, hey, that kid's in trouble. Get him a psychologist. We can't do it. A colonel can't do it. A lieutenant colonel can't do it. Company commander should be able to do it depending on how big his or her company is, but a platoon leader has got to be able to do it. So that's going to be very important. Great question. Yeah, so we've got a couple of different things you're going to learn about as you get older with regards to how we make decisions in the military. Some of those are very deliberate processes. We call that the military decision-making process. And then some of it is going to be a function of experience. The more senior you become, the more your gut and your instincts are going to lead you to the right decision. The other thing you can do that will help you speed through a decision is try not to take it all on yourself. Bring in your experts. And the expert may not be the senior person in the room. It may be the young soldier who understands a problem better than the platoon sergeant. Bring them in, solicit from them information, try to build shared understanding of what the problem is, and then at the end of the day, you need to be able to execute. You know, Einstein said, hey, if I had an hour to save the world, I'd spend 59 minutes figuring out the problem and 1 minute implementing the solution, or something like that. The bottom line is framing the problem set correctly becomes essential when you're trying to make decisions. If you don't correctly frame the problem to start with, you're going to struggle with the solution that you implement. So that would be the advice I'd give you. I think our spirit of inclusiveness, right? So when I came in the Army, women couldn't be in combat arms. Homosexuals couldn't serve openly in the Army. We kind of put ourselves into a box because we thought it was the right thing to do to be effective. And what we found is we broke those barriers down. None of those things ever really constrained us. It was a function of what our social context was. It was kind of messed up at the time. So again, I will tell you, you're going to have personal beliefs that sometimes may come in conflict with how we govern ourselves or who is in charge of our government or what goes on in the policy spectrum. You got to divorce yourself from that. You got to take a look at the regulations, you got to take a look at the Constitution, and you got to decide, hey, I have got to be an agent for that. And I can tell you the fact that we were not as inclusive as we should have been when I came in the Army hurt us. I'm very happy with where we're at right now. So my father was a Citadel graduate. Any Citadel people here? I know we got a handful. Yep. So I had an automatic appointment to the Citadel. I didn't go. But he always wanted to serve in the military. And the reason he didn't is he got injured playing football at the Citadel, lost hearing in his right ear, and couldn't qualify for the military. He watched his entire class go to Vietnam. He graduated in '63. And a lot of those guys didn't come back. So he instilled in me a real respect for what our servicemen and women do. And because of that, when I got into college, I went into ROTC, got into the Tactics Club at Appalachian State. We called it the Commandos. I loved it, made friends there, saw purpose in it, and then got a 3-year scholarship. Figured I'd serve 5 years and get out. Got in, loved it, been doing it ever since. What motivates me is being able to serve with you each and every day. One thing you should pursue, read. Read, read, read. It's hard to tell a bunch of college kids because you're doing a lot of reading right now, right? When you get out, you're going to have a lot of things demanding time. Pick up a book. And it doesn't have to be about the military. It can be about foreign policy. It can even be fiction occasionally. But read. Develop that skill. It's important.